Hey everybody, Sean here from Shootie School. This is my introduction to singing and playing video, and the only requirements are this: that you know what a quarter note is, an eighth note triplet, and a 16th note is. If you do not know what those notes are, then you should watch my other videos called Can You Count to 4? It's actually more advanced than the title implies. And then come back to this video when you're done watching that and you'll know what those 4 notes are. So I used to always say, if you're singing and playing, you either need to learn your instrument or your voice better than the other so much that you can put one on autopilot and concentrate on the other. And that might be good advice for people just getting into it that need to get something done. But, you know, reflecting on that advice, like, you know, I don't want to chintz on either one either. I mean, we have an obligation when we get on stage to play well and play correctly, you know, because I mean, if you're trying to learn to sing and play, then you're probably looking to be a front man or a front woman. You're going to be doing a lot more than singing and playing when you're on stage. You know, you're going to be entertaining the crowd. You're going to be concentrated on stage presence. You're going to be cueing your band. You're going to be compensating from your band making mistakes. You know, I mean, there's a lot about being a front person, and singing and playing it's a bit of it. But let's learn it well, all right? And if you're just starting out, sure, take it easy on yourself, but don't start saying good enough. Keep practicing. You know, I want to encourage you to earn your slot on the stage, you know. Other bands that put in more work than you could use that slot. You know, earn it. Work for it, okay? What we're going to do is we're not going to sing songs together or anything on this. And if we're career musicians, we're going to be singing thousands of songs for the rest of our lives. And we're going to want to learn them fast and be able to perform them fast. And so the exercises I have for you today is really going to program your inner clock and give you an arsenal that you'll be able to pull out and really adapt to your challenges, you know. So the first exercise is super simple. Whatever we count out of our mouth, we are also going to play on your instrument in unison, rhythmic unison. And I'm a guitarist, so I'm going to use a guitar, and I'm just going to hit E minor chords, you know. And if you're not a rock metal person like myself, you know, hit a country chord or a bar chord or something. Or if you're a drummer, you know, whatever I'm playing on the guitar, play it on your feet or something while you put a backbeat over it. Or if you're on piano, blah, 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 you know, pad the chords or play like single note scales or something in time. Enough. You guys figure that out if you're not a guitarist, okay? Let's get this exercise started, and I'll just show you what it looks like on screen. So if you're looking at the screen, there's not much going on, but you will see the cursor moving along. You know, I've got a measure up front that'll count us into the exercise. I've got 2 measures of us counting quarter notes and playing quarter notes. After that, we will seamlessly go into us counting eighth notes and playing eighth notes, and into 16th notes, and then into the pesky eighth note triplets, okay? And I'll put the information up on screen of what we're playing and what's coming up next. And the idea is, not only are you responsible to play what's on screen, but you're also responsible for looking at the screen of what's coming up next so you can mentally prepare and do a seamless transition. You know, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 oh let 2 oh let 3 oh let 4 oh let 1 oh let 2 oh let 3 oh let 4 oh let. Well, I hope that was simple for you guys, and if it wasn't, stick with that exercise. Keep working on it, okay? And if it was really difficult for you, retreat from this video and go back to my Can You Count to 4 video and start there and count with me there. All right, get the foundation under you. Because right now we're moving on to quite an intermediate change from that last one, okay? So now we are going to speak certain notes, but we will play different notes, okay? And this is where we need to learn independence. We need to trust our other limbs or our voice to be able to detach and do its own thing, yet still be under your unconscious command. And that's how important our inner clock is. And if you're not really sure what the word inner clock means, it's a bit more sophisticated than keeping time. You should watch my inner clock video. I highly recommend it, especially since we're at this level. We're trying to sing and play at the same time. You should watch my inner clock video and see if that will inspire you, because what we have in front of us is work. And when you have a good attitude about what your end game's going to be, the work is more pleasant, you know. And I enjoy challenges like this. So anyway, in this exercise, you know, we'll have a 4 count in, but when we do our first 2 measures, we will actually speak quarter notes, but we'll play 16th notes. That's actually pretty easy. A lot of us count to 4 while we play, whether it's in our head or whether it's out loud. So that's easy. But as we progress, now we will count 8th notes and play quarter notes. Maybe that's something you don't really do. And it gets even more interesting. The next exercise, we are going to say 16th notes and play 8th notes. All right? These exercises are super short because I don't want this to be a 4-hour-long video. So don't worry, I have another video for you guys. So when you understand the concept of what we're rehearsing and you understand the rules and how you got to go through it, go to my other video and I'll have some long exercises for you, okay? Let's get independent. Let's get it going. Let's get our voice doing one thing and our instrument doing another thing. All right, let's give this a shot. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E. One thing to acknowledge, especially after that last exercise where we're playing all straight note durations, there's no triplets yet, you'll run into connecting points. It's kind of obvious, or maybe it's not if you're new, okay? You run into connecting points because if I play quarter notes, but I speak 8th notes, here's a quarter note, here's 2 8th notes, one of them's going to connect. Actually, and we're backwards too because my left is your right, so this might look a little weird. I'm not even going to bother. The first note's going to connect. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you got to look for those connecting points. If I'm playing 16th notes, let's just say this is 4 16th notes and speaking a quarter note, that first one's going to connect. So as you work through this 16th note, 1 E and that 1 is going to connect for your voice. You got to look for those connecting points. Think about how a drummer plays. He's going to put his dominant hand down on the hi-hat while his kick goes down. There's a connecting point. All right? Do, ga, do, ga. That snare is also going to have a connecting point with the hi-hat. So there's all these moments in time where multiple things meet at the same time, and you don't want those flamming, which means not hitting at the same time but close. You don't want those flamming. You want those hitting precise. So look for those connecting points and feel them connect, and you'll start grasping something called a pocket, You'll realize that your timing's getting good. Get those connecting points to connect on time with each other, all right? In this next exercise, I'm just going to throw a wrench into the engine, and we're going to introduce the 8th note triplet. And speaking of connecting points, this is where things do not connect very well. They'll connect on the downbeat on the 1, but if you're counting a straight 8th note, which is 1 and, but you're counting an 8th note triplet, which is 1 a lit, there's a connecting point here on the 1, but look at this. It gets weird. Nothing else connects. And now this is where you really start working on your independence. This is where your brain, when you start getting this well and your inner clock starts participating, your brain just allows your different limbs in your voice. Drummers know this most. Definitely they're using 4 limbs, give them independence and permission to like leave your consciousness and keep track of time on their own. That's why developing your inner clock is so important. You know, memorizing how to count numbers isn't exactly keeping good time. That's memorizing something. You need to feel it, you know, which is why you should watch my inner clock video. Anyway, we're going to run into eighth note triplets. They're going to feel weird because we're going to play them over straight counting, or we're going to speak eight triplets over straight playing. I mean, one or the other. And it's going to get crazy, especially when you go to my other exercise videos. So good luck on this. Don't get dissuaded up front. You can choose to make your own exercise. You mix them and mash them together and just put some triplets in here and there and challenge yourself, and you start getting them, and then go crazy on them. And one more tip is this, is what you could do, especially if you're an amateur. I like to challenge myself with just a metronome. You could program this kick drum to play what you should be playing on the guitar, and then just kind of put like a backbeat under it. And that will make this exercise feel really easy. But if you're looking to challenge yourself, don't do that. If you're an amateur and you're struggling through this, maybe do this. Let me give you an example. So there's the kick drum playing the eighth note triplets we're supposed to play in this. And now here's the kick drum playing the 16th notes we're supposed to be playing this. So my right hand could be following this kick drum, right? And then I just have a little hi-hat snare backbeat going over it. So that's a way to get a crutch out. If this video just seems crazy to you, you know, that's one way to help you out, you know, but you should know that it's a crutch. And if you want to get elite with this stuff, you should be able to get it with the metronome too, but not at this moment. In the future when you start getting good, okay? So let's wrap it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 O lit 2 O lit 3 O lit 4 O lit 1 O lit 2 O lit 3 O lit 4 O lit. Going from the eighth note triplets into the right straight 16ths, it feels like a speed bump. What you want to do is play twice as fast, but regular 16ths aren't twice as fast. So when you make a transition like that, don't think go twice as fast, just think go a little faster. That might help you transition. Eighth note triplets. Speaking eighth note triplets and playing straight eighth notes, that's tough because the connecting points don't really exist. That exercise right there really makes you gain independence. 1 O lit 2 O lit 3 O lit 4 O lit 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, but we're playing this 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? 1 O lit 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 1 O lit. Where I was saying 1 is the only time where anything connects. The other guitar strike does not connect. The other two syllables does not connect. So this is not something that can be memorized. This is something that has to come from an inner clock that people are caring for and building. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. Do subscribe or give me a comment. Comments are valuable. Or if I made your day, consider contributing in the links below. I do have other theory videos on my site, and I teach a lot of tune track and native instrument software. So come check it out. Anyway, rock on.